Hello and welcome to our Mega SG featurette. I'm going to be playing some classic Mega Drive games and give you a bit of an idea of how they run on the Mega SG by Analogue. So first up is Afterburner 2, which is a classic arcade conversion by Sega. I think they did a really good job. I mean, back in the day we didn't get perfect arcade conversions unless you had obviously a Neo Geo, in which case SNK pretty much gave you the arcade machine in the home. So yeah, to have something like Afterburner running at the time was just incredible to listen to and to see. But, you know, the Mega SG again brings it back to life. So next up we're going to have a look at Vampire Killer, also known as Castlevania Bloodlines. And the one thing that I've noticed is just the detail in these games is just so brought to life by the Mega SG. And you know, the audio as well. I'm probably going to be saying this a lot, to be honest with you. It's just so impressive how it visually looks and how it sonically sounds. There's an awful lot of detail in Bloodlines as well, which you're going to notice. It really is brought to life. Next up is one of my personal favourites, Castle of Illusion. Now, again, it just looks fantastic. Colours are really popping. Now, I haven't actually changed any of the settings at the moment. You'll notice on the second stage that I actually do change the settings, so I'm going to go through that a little bit nearer the time. So as mentioned earlier, I'm now going to go into the visual settings and add a scaler to this, which is going to take some of the detail out. It's going to smooth a lot of the edges. But for certain games I just find that it works. It can look quite nice as an alternative. So next up is Streets of Rage, which is also known as Bareknuckle in Japan. This is quite interesting what the Mega SG can do, so you can actually choose what region you want to play the game in, and some of the cartridges actually had both regions on the cart. So at the moment I've got this as auto detect, which sort of generally will be in American, or NTSC as I should say. So obviously we can see that this introduction is in English. Well, next up you're going to see me go into the settings. I'm going to change that region to Japanese, and then I'm going to go through this game. I'm going to do the first stage, obviously on Japanese version, which is known as Bareknuckle. It can be interesting to just go into these settings and change that region to see what version of the game you get. Like for example, the Revenge of Shinobi is also known as the Super Shinobi, and on some of the cartridges, if you change the region, you'll get either Revenge or Super Shinobi. And in some cases, the game can actually be slightly different. For example, Devil Crash, another game that we'll see a bit later, actually has pentagram symbols. These were edited from the Japanese version for the Western release and changed to stars. This is easily one of the best games on the Mega Drive, and probably the best video game pinball game that you can actually play. Devil Crash was released over in the West as Trackage Fury. There were some sort of edits to the graphics, as I mentioned earlier. This version has the kind of controversial, if you like, symbols and unedited. You're going to get an idea again just of how much detail. I know I keep saying about the detail, but the games just look fantastic. I'm going to apologise, I'm a little bit rusty, so you're probably going to see, well, very little at the top table. It's quite a difficult game, especially if you haven't played it for a while. As you can see, my accuracy is a little bit lacking. Our final game is the Super Shinobi, or as it was known here in Europe as the Revenge of Shinobi. This is my favourite Mega Drive game. Easily, I remember when it first came out, my dad got it, and it's a Super Shinobi, so you know, I had a Japanese Mega Drive at the time, which was really lucky as a kid. And I was just blown away by the graphics. That introduction. Imagine that's your first game that you've ever played and you see that intro and I'm just hooked straight away. So it's great to revisit this game on the Mega SG with it looking, you know, its best, and sounding its best. The music is just incredible. You know, along with Streets of Rage 2, probably got my favourite music on the Mega Drive. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you're thinking about getting a Mega SG, don't think about it any longer, just buy it.